Good evening, Tennessee Bass Nation kayak anglers. So we're coming up on our last and final event. It's going to be on Douglas Lake, hosted at Dandridge, Tennessee. It's going to be Visit Jefferson County, Tennessee. Just wanted y'all to see the wonderful check that you get to take home if you win the event. So you get some hardware like that. You get some big check if you finish first through third or get big bass. First place is going to be taking home another one of those wonderful catch trophies. So talking about wrapping up the season, I want to talk about this is going to be where we award the Angler of the Year. And we're actually going to have a trophy. We don't have it yet. We'll get it to you if you win, so just be looking forward to that. But we've had a lot of anglers that have actually hit the actual 3 tournament mark, shown up, shown out. We've had a lot of dedicated anglers that have tried to make almost every event this season, and some that can't make it that we wish were there, but it happens. So leading the pack right now is actually going to be Chris Walters. Right behind him, and he's had a very, very strong season so far, is Thomas Davis. Tied with him is going to be Ethan Jett. Right behind him is going to be Josh Stewart. Will Miller is going to, is up there pretty well. Garrett Johnson, Charles Hart, Terry Golden, Mike Cheatham, who, keeps fishing with us, and, we're glad he ain't quit yet. And then Mark Scruggs. So that's your top 10 going in. It's really, it's anybody's game as far as what could happen, especially in the top 7 or 8. So just make it to the event, show up, show out. It's also going to be your last event to get qualified for the Tennessee Bass Nation State Championship. It's going to be at Lake Chickamauga in August. It's going to be 2 days. Last season, we were able to provide food. We're going to try to do that again for you. We had some adult beverages there as well for check-in. You get hot off the water, and you might need a cold beer here or there. We're going to have our raffle prize, the big one that we had last season. It's going to be the Newport Vessels motor powered by Dakota Lithium batteries. So last season, we had the majority of our folks actually showed up just for that raffle prize. That made check-in pretty great. Our sponsors this season have really, done everything that they could. This is headlined by the Dugout Bait and Tackle. You see it on my jersey, you see it on my hat. They've done a lot to make this happen for us, and, I can't thank them enough. AgPro John Deere is also the other title sponsor. Carl Black's going to be given $1,000 for our Angler of the Year. So that gets awarded. It's going to be great to hand that out, coming Saturday. So, that's something we couldn't do last season. This season, we've been able to do it. Our sponsors have really, really stepped up. So, Seagar has stepped up as far as prices. Z-Man, Douglas rods. Those rods are pretty awesome. We got Dakota Lithium batteries. We've been handing them out at every event. One Objective actually threw in some money for us. Attorney X gave us some, helped us out this season as well. So it's been phenomenal. We ask you thank those sponsors, because if we can get them to do this again next season, it's going to be just as great. We're trying to iron out the details for next season to get that out so everybody can get on their schedules. I've been blown away by the support that we've gotten from our anglers this season. It's awesome. And at the state championship, we're going to be able to send people to the Bassmaster Classic from that event. The guy that's leading Angler of the Year got to walk, Chris Walters got to walk across the stage. I brought that up a number of times because we're proud to see that, Tennessee anglers are the best anglers in the country. They've shown up time and time again and shown out. So, kind of getting into the nitty gritty of, what the event's going to be. It's going to be on Douglas Lake. All times are going to be Eastern. It's a lake-wide launch from any public access ramp or public pay use ramp. So there's some public pay use ramps at campgrounds. As long as everybody can launch there, pay their money and launch there, you can launch there as well. We've had some questions about that on pre-fishing and everything. So as long as everybody's, can launch there and you don't have to be staying there to be able to launch there, you're good to go. The boundary is going to be from the Douglas Dam to the Walters Bridge. So at the Walters Bridge, you may fish upstream as far as you can, motor or otherwise, or pedal, it doesn't really matter. But you must take out at the Walters Bridge. So that's the last launch for that side of it. And So it's a $75 entry fee. $5 of that's actually big bass. Hog Farmers stepped up for every event for us on the big bass prize. We're going to be paying out top 10% of the field or the top 5, whichever is greater, and it is a 100% payout. So PayPal fees, TourneyX fees, we're good. So that's awesome that we get to pass that through, and again, thank our sponsors for it. So it's going to be angler responsibility to make sure the proper fishing licenses of Tennessee. You got to have a valid Tennessee license. They did a wonderful change this year to where, it's from the date of purchase is when it expires the following year. You can use motors. Make sure that it is registered with the state. If you're launching before safe light, make sure you got the proper lighting on there. Make sure if you're launching before safe light that you have a 360 light. While we do not demand it, if you're double dipping or triple dipping with Northeast Tennessee Kayak Anglers or the 10 Cat Club, which are their cast rules require you to have the visibility flag flown at all times. They also require the 360 light like we do. Both sides of it allow motors. The only other difference is going to be on scoring with Tennessee Bass Nation. If you have a fish with an open mouth, cracked is open, doesn't matter how far it is or otherwise, it is a 1-inch deduction. With cast rules, it's a quarter-inch deduction for a cracked mouth, 1-inch deduction if it's open or if there's no attempt for that. So just be advised, cracked mouth may go in cast as far as for a quarter-inch. It's going to hit a full inch with our judging. So, Friday, June the 17th, the pre-fishing cutoff is going to be at 7 p.m. So you cannot be on the water any longer, no matter if the vessel or otherwise. You can be by the water looking at it, admiring its beauty, but you cannot be out there on the water scanning, fishing, or doing anything as far as that goes. Saturday, June the 18th, again, all these times are Eastern. The first launch is going to be 5 a.m. 6 a.m. is going to be lines in, so you got a full hour to launch. If you have to, for some reason, I don't know about tournaments. I've never been up there. I've never been to this lake before in my life. If there's a bunch of bass boats launching and you have to hang out by shore, just make sure you're a couple paddle lengths there when you launch at 5, before 5 a.m. To get your boat in the water. Just don't be out there scanning or anything like that. So 6 a.m. again is lines in. 2 p.m. is lines out. Last submission is going to be 3 p.m. So I'm not sure about cell service, cell signal. It's going to be your responsibility to make sure that you get your pictures uploaded in time. If you're having any problems with the TourneyX app, whatever the case, you must contact me before 3 p.m. so we can make arrangements to get your fish uploaded manually and judged properly. If it's 3:01 p.m. and you contact me and say, I can't get my fish to upload, I'm sorry, they don't count. So that's going to be your responsibility to make sure that you contact me. As long as you contact me before that time, we've got all the time in the world to take and make sure that's taken care of for you. So the check-in is going to be at Angelo's at the Point. It's 122 Boat Dock Road in Dandridge, Tennessee. They're a food venue. I've heard that they've got actually great food. We've pitched in for some cold beer. Can't guarantee a cold beer for everybody, but we've pitched in a little bit for that. They've stepped up for us. They've waived deposits and everything else. So I encourage you when we get there, get you some food ordered, relax, get some water. So it's going to be a good place to check in. And joining Bassmaster to do this, to fish the Bass Nation event, you have to be a member of Bassmaster. It costs you $15 to get you magazines and everything else. Then you have to be a dues paid member. So if you fished last season's Dale Hollow event and you didn't pay dues since January, you are due to pay dues. So that $30 dues actually goes to the Tennessee Bass Nation State Fund. So that's all bass boaters, everybody paying to it. If you paid Bass Nation dues in another state, they count. Just ask that you send me the Tennessee, your Bassmaster ID number, and we'll get you on our roster to, show that you counted for Tennessee, and that helps with insurance and everything else. So it's a straight pass through on that $30. We don't get to keep it. I don't get a tip or nothing. So another thing to note, I'm doing this inside. I've done every one of these captain's meetings outside, let you see the pretty leaves, hear the pretty birds. I ain't doing that tonight. It is hot. make sure that you hydrate on that water. Make sure that you use sunscreen. Be careful. I don't know about the recreational boat situation out there. Keep the PFD on. Make sure that you're visible. However, but the ultimate thing is keep cool, keep hydrated. I mean, don't forget the water. We want to make sure that everybody's safe, comes off the water safe, and everything on that side of it. Going back to the state championship, we've got 80 or 79 anglers qualified. This is the last event. If you finish possibly in the top 30, you're going to get a spot. That's, we've had some good roll downs here so far, and that's just going to make the event so much better. Also, if you somehow miss out on this one, you're the top 3 anglers by July 31st in the cast clubs, you're going to get a spot. So, it was just fun last year. We had a camera boat and everything else, and it's just phenomenal. I'm glad to be a part of this, and the biggest thing that's made me happy is the turnout and how everybody enjoys the events. And part of it is our sponsors. Everybody so far, it seems like they've gotten a prize. I hope nobody's so unlucky if they haven't gotten one of our raffle prizes just yet. So, again, thank you guys for showing up, showing out, and it's been fun to be able to take and be a part of this, and we cannot wait until we get next season out so we can get you guys on the schedule and have these in your back pocket. So that's all I've got, guys. So be safe out there in the water. Read the rules. I'm probably missing things as far as scoring, how to keep the fish on the board, and we measure to the 1/4 inch and all that. Just make sure that you read the rules, watch this captain's meeting. If you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to message me or otherwise. But we appreciate you guys. It's been fun.